Welcome.
Hello. Welcome to VGals.
VGals Live. Welcome to VGals free NLP
Power Hour.
Whoa!
Yeah, so we're going to take a little moment just to wait for people to come on. And in the meantime, I could start with our
drumming.
Yeah.
Could we introduce what our topic is today and
Yeah,
then go into drumming?
Yeah,
Would that
absolutely.
be okay?
Yeah.
Okay. We're so excited to get to the drumming part of it. However, we have to be just a little bit patient. So our topic tonight is meta medicine.
Yeah, or meta health.
Also known as meta health, because really there is no medicine in what we do. As a matter of fact, it's the exact opposite. We teach people that healing comes from the mind and is all internal.
Yes.
And that's what we're going to learn tonight. We're going to learn how to study how to get healthy with coaches guiding you, highly trained in meta health. And so welcome, and then we will explain everything that you would like to know about meta medicine. And you posted that it was basically the mind today.
Yeah, how you could use your mind to relieve you of physiological symptomology.
That's right. Okay, so for those of you that are on right now, would it be okay with you that we teach you about just a little bit about meta health, how to get healthier, mind, body, and spirit, the mind to body connection? And it would be okay with you and your unconscious mind to be aware consciously that all change happens from within. It doesn't happen from the outside. Would that be okay? And if the answer is yes, would it be okay if you listen to some beautiful drumming by practitioner Jack Tate?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, and we like to start that off because it's so important that we get agreement with your unconscious mind and your conscious mind to make these connections and to gain this information. Everything that we'll be talking about and teaching today is strictly for educational purposes, and so we hope that you enjoy.
Okay, absolutely. Outside influences can create an internal representation. Would it be okay if you asked your unconscious mind to be aware consciously as we take you through our journey tonight of meta health, that the healing really can happen from within? You do the work, we are the guides. And if it's okay with your unconscious mind to make this change now and to be aware consciously, one can one not, have total healing that. Thank you so much. Should we say hello to a couple of people?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. Okay. There's a little story behind Jack's drum for those of you that haven't heard the story before. Hi, Davida. Okay.
Yes. Hello,
a
Juliana.
friend from high school. Yes, my sister, Juliana.
And
Love
Diana.
you.
Hello.
Oh, Diana. Wow, master coach, almost a master trainer of all the modalities. Okay, she and I will
Awesome.
be doing some work together very, very, very soon. Thank you for
Yes.
joining us tonight.
Thank you all for coming, watching us.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, so what is our topic tonight? Okay, our topic tonight is meta-medicine,
Yes.
which we will refer to as meta-health.
Yes.
Okay, and this is for educational purposes only. Okay,
That's right.
So I guess this is a disclaimer. We are not medical doctors. However, we are highly trained
In the mind.
the human mind.
Yes.
And how the mind works, how information comes in, and how that information can create a physiology, which will create your health,
Yes.
whatever state that health may be. Okay, so why would anyone want to learn about meta health?
Well, that's a great question. And meta medicine, is very important to those who want to create change and healing in their body.
That's right. So, does anybody out there have pain? And no matter what, it just seems like that pain will just never, ever go away.
Just chronic pain.
Chronic pain.
Excruciating.
Something like migraines or headaches. How many people have the affliction of migraines?
Or arthritis.
That's another one, arthritis, okay? Chronic pain, okay? And if one has that pain on a consistent basis, would it be beneficial to you if we could guide you
Yes.
through meta health, through timeline therapy?
Yes.
If we could guide you to the root cause of whatever shock that was that created that boom, that dis-ease in your brain. If we could guide you to that layer of the brain
Yes.
where that shock manifested, okay, and you could have healing from that chronic pain without actual taking medicine, prescription drugs, what would that be worth to you?
Wow.
Okay, a lot of people are labeled terminal. Okay, cancer. Okay,
Yes.
everyone has cancerous cells. What creates them to go radical where it's diagnosed with this disease that one is now terminal? If somebody has a disease out there right now, and no matter what, you've had it for years and years and years, and no one seems to be able to help you, and you've tried everything.
Yes.
What if we could actually help you? Would it be worth to you? You have no other choices. Would you at least give this a try? If somebody in your family was dying and no one could help them,
Yes.
would it be worth it to learn how to heal yourself with your mind with somebody highly trained like Coach Jack and Coach Maria? Would that be priceless to you? It would be priceless to me.
Yes. On the topic of having that healing and being able to be guided to that healing, this is something that Maria had done with me. Meta-medicine was something that was foreign to me just last year. I had never heard of it. What is meta-medicine? And Maria simply put that I have the ultimate power to heal myself from the inside out. I am the one in control over my body. Who says that I have to be with seizures for the rest of my life? Who says that I will have to be diabetic and eventually on insulin, possibly dialysis for the rest of my life? Who specifically said those things? so often we take on these diseases that the doctor may have said, or somebody in your family said, oh, well, it's generational, everyone has it. Everyone in our family gets breast cancer, and you're free from this, by the way. Everyone in your family gets breast cancer. Everyone is dying of diabetes. You have these people that consistently say that you may get this or you will have this in the future. However, what if you were essentially clean and whole and healthy for the rest of your life? Would you rather be healthy, or would you rather be filled with disease?
Right.
The answer's clear to me.
It's very clear. And the reason that Jack is going down this road is because she is a perfect example, textbook example
Thank you.
of what meta medicine or meta health can do for you.
That's right.
And what we do in meta health, okay, is we utilize timeline therapy.
Yes.
We know where to go exactly to what layer of the brain to create that healing. And Jack was having, I'll let her tell her story. She was told she would have seizures every day of her life. So, your story,
Yeah, so
if you don't mind sharing.
prior to meeting Maria, I had been diagnosed with a seizure disorder in 2016. And for a few years after that, I was having about 15 to 20 seizures a day. I was told by numerous doctors, whether they were doctors of the brain, neurologists, whether they were psychologists, or just homeopathic doctors, everyone consistently told me that you will have to deal with this for the rest of your life. So when I took that on as a belief that I was sick, that I was ill, that I was going to be this way for the rest of my life, I consistently had that outcome. However, when I met Maria and she explained to me that, wait a minute, you know, all physiological trauma starts with a trauma in the brain.
Which is called a significant emotional event.
Yes.
Now, these significant emotional events, we call them UDINs.
UDINs. Yes.
UDIN. Okay.
What is a UDIN?
Okay. Well, a UDIN, U is when something happens that is totally unexpected.
Unexpected.
Bam!
Instant.
Unexpected. Shocking. Wrenching. Surprising. Totally shocked. Unexpected.
Yes.
Okay. D, UDIN.
Dramatic.
Highly emotional.
Maybe something so dramatic,
Drastic.
a death in the family, maybe a kidnapping, a rape, becoming homeless, something very dramatic that just, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do.
Okay. That's UD, UDIN, I. It's isolating.
Yes.
It's an isolating experience or incident. And we just can't talk about it. UDIN. And what does the N stand for?
You have no strategy. You have no resources or real ability to figure out where to go next.
What do I do? I just
tools.
can't cope. I feel trapped. I have zero choices. That's what a UDIN is. It's a major, significant emotional event, and it happens to be related with matters of the heart.
Yes.
When I say matters of the heart, you've heard cliches like, "Oh, they broke my heart." That type of attachment to the heart.
Yes. Emotional.
The emotional, absolutely. Okay, so if we didn't have that significant emotional event called a UDIN, okay, then we would have no shock. We probably wouldn't have any dis-ease.
That's right.
So all dis-ease comes from trauma.
Trauma in the brain.
Post-traumatic stress disorders,
Yes.
etc. Okay, now here's what's exciting. Okay, when we talk about meta health, we have a lot of credibility. Thank goodness. Okay, this information, we are grateful to get this information because there was between 60 and 70,000 case studies regarding cancer that were actually recorded through CAT scans. And dis-ease and illness, okay, what they found was instead of being a biological malfunction, dis-ease is actually a biological program that strives to recover to full health via biological organism, okay, which has undergone a biological shock.
That's right.
So it's not from the outside.
It's internal.
It's internal.
Yes.
Okay. So we can credit Dr.
Right, Geared Hammer and Dr. Anton Bader.
Okay, Professor Stedman and many other medical doctors, okay, that have continued this research. Dr. Anton Bader, and many graduates of the higher studies of neurolinguistic programming, okay, thank goodness for their research.
Yes.
Richard Fluke, Rob Van Overbruggen, Johannes Fisslinger, okay, these are all graduates that have studied this, and they've continued relentlessly to show that there is a mind-to-body connection. Dr. Bruce Lipton wrote
Yes.
about it. Biology of Belief, Dr.
Yes.
Deepak Chopra, the mind-to-body connection.
That's right.
Okay, so we're really indebted to all these people for their work in meta health or meta medicine. Okay, so what we'd like to do is talk about what is the cause of the dis-ease. Okay, so would you mind talking about this? Would that
Yeah,
be okay?
that's fine.
Is that good
That's fine.
enough? Okay, right here.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
So as you mentioned before, we believe in meta health, meta medicine, that every disease originates from a shock or traumatic event.
A very unique, stressful event.
Yes.
Very unique. If it's ongoing, it's not unique.
Yes.
Okay.
And that disease is not a stuck thing, but a process. And with that, talking about it being a program, you'll be able to reprogram that biological program to one of desired outcome,
Right.
whether that be the health, the wellness, whether that is mind, psychological, or physiological in the body.
Right. Every dis-ease,
Yes.
okay, affects every aspect of our lives, like what Jack posted today.
Mind.
Body, mind, spirit, social, environmental.
Mhm.
Okay. And then the brain and body.
Are connected via embryology. That's a good one.
Right. Stressful events get stored in your brain and the body.
And
Okay.
resonate out changing how we relate to our environment. This is really important because, for example, if you are going through post-traumatic stress disorder and you are in that unresourceful state, that is how you're going to relate to your environment. You may step into a crowded room and you may feel overwhelming anxiety, and that is your physiological response to the shocking traumatic event that you had in your brain.
That's right. Okay, so when these stressful events get stored in the brain and the body, okay, they create a physiology on how we relate to our environment.
Yes.
And individuals and the environment, anything that we're going through can re-trigger that trapped energy, that negative energy. Let's call these major negative things, major
Yes.
negative emotions. So that energy gets trapped from within, causing a chronic dis-ease.
Yes. And we can relate that to how we have neurotransmitters that bathe every cell in the body. So if my neurotransmitters bathe every cell in the body, and for example, maybe you've heard of those people who have had amputees in war, and they could still feel their hand, even though their hand is not attached to their body anymore. They're amputees. However, the neurotransmitters can still feel when they have that shock of, oh, I'm going to reach for something, but I don't have my hand. The neurotransmitter is like, oh, well, I'm going to go back and I'm going to grab that item. So the neurotransmitters are having that physiological response, that neurological connection to say, oh, here, let me use my hand. It's the same when you have that traumatic event in your body. You have those memories and those emotions stored, and when they're re-triggered, can create that physiological response. And for me, that was seizures.
That was her symptomology. The seizures was the symptomology of that negative energy that was trapped. Okay, so what do? We help you get to the root cause, the core. We literally pinpoint where that trapped negative energy is.
Yes.
And we learn what that's all about. And once we have the learning, that negative energy is released. Therefore, your body will go through what's called a healing.
Yes,
Healing. So dis-ease, okay, all symptoms of dis-ease can be explained as a part of this whole program, if you will, and we just reprogram it. See, as information comes in, like what she was saying, through neurotransmitters, and we taught about that in the past, neurotransmitters, okay? So the neurotransmitters is what bathes every cell in the body. So if neuro, meaning neurology, the nervous system, the brain, okay? If neurotransmitters bathe every cell in the body, is that not proof of the mind-to-body connection?
Yes.
Yes,
100%.
absolutely yes. Okay, and dis-ease is linear and quantum at the same time.
Yes. It's so important because, for example, you may have the symptomology of diabetes. The linear thinking would be, oh, I eat too much processed sugar. I eat too many carbs. My body is not producing enough insulin, so therefore I have diabetes. That is the linear thinking. When you think quantumly, for what purpose is my body having the symptomology of diabetes? For what purpose is my body refusing to make the insulin or process the sugar and the carbs, which naturally, since my unconscious mind has the perfect blueprint of health and wellness, should be able to process? And that's when we think about the quantum. This is where we go into the meta health and understanding that, well, maybe this symptomology that I'm experiencing is due to a trauma in the brain, is due to an emotional, a severe emotional event.
It literally creates a lesion in a certain layer of your brain.
That did show up on the CAT scans.
And that's what showed up on the CAT scan with those 60, it's probably been more now, but back then it was between 60 and 70,000 case studies on cancer. Okay, and they found out something. Lung cancer is created, again, we're not medical doctors, another disclaimer. What we do is we talk about the symptomology of the disease, and we actually help people with the symptomology of the disease. So let's all be clear on that, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so lung cancer, through the studies, is sympathetic. Fear. Fear of death creates lung cancer.
And it's so important to know that that is sympathetic, because the sympathetic controls your fight or flight response. And when are you feeling that? When you are in fear.
In fear. Okay, so we taught in past classes about sympathetic and what is parasympathetic. Okay, so when we are dealing with timeline therapy, it's the major negative emotions that actually cause the symptomologies of what is diagnosed as a dis-ease. That they take a normalization and they give it meaning, and really it doesn't have a meaning. Okay, it's a symptomology of a shock that's happened to you. Okay, so the first phase when we're healing traumas, major negative emotions, is we always release the conflict that's active, which is called sympathetic. Fear. fight, flight. That's what
Yes.
fear is. Fight or flight.
Or freeze.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we always release anger first, because anger is active conflict, which is sympathetic. So we do anger first, then we do sadness.
Mm-hmm.
Sadness is what we call passive conflict. Therefore, we call it parasympathetic. Why is that called parasympathetic?
Those are parasympathetic is something that, like Marie mentioned, is passive. It happens on its own natural rhythm. So, for example, breathing. It just happens naturally. You don't think about that. So with parasympathetic, when you talk about disease in the body, these are things that may show up and gradually get worse.
Okay, so the sympathetic, okay, which is active conflict. It's anything that brings up active emotion.
Yes.
People can land up in jail or prison because of anger. That would be sympathetic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fear. Okay, active conflict, fear, fight or flight. That is sympathetic. Okay, what is parasympathetic? Sadness.
Hurt.
So when we release these negative emotions, we have to release them evenly. We call it the big five.
Yes.
Okay? So we release anger first. Okay.
Sadness.
Then sadness, because that's a little bit more passive. Okay. And then we release fear. Okay. And then we go to the other passive conflicts. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense to you out there on how we actually, of what we're doing, not how, but what we are doing in timeline therapy. We are releasing the negative emotions in balance, conflict active,
Yes.
which is sympathetic, and conflict passive, which is parasympathetic.
That's right.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so what else do we need to know about metamedicine? Okay, I think we've covered basically what it is. Right?
And it's important to know too that a lot of the times when you are getting diagnosed with a disease, the doctor or medical professional will talk about it being an external reason as to why you are having that symptomology. So for example, you are intaking too much sugar. So the outside sugar is just too much for your body when it comes to diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
However, in meta health and meta medicine, we focus on the person having that full control. When we put the blame on the outside, you are in that victim response that, I will never be able to control this issue because it's outside of me. And that's when we talked about cause versus effect. When you are at effect, you push everything outside of you. So how are you able to get any results? When you're constantly pushing everything outside of you, I can't do this, or my body just can't function. For example, when I was struggling with seizures, I was stuck in this mentality of, I will never be able to drive a car again. I will never be able to work a full-time job because of how I am right now. My seizures, I just can't control them. They're outside of me. However, when I was able to see that I took on that responsibility and I was at cause that, I can create change in my body. I can have that, I can have that full body healing, that mind, body, spirit we were talking about, then you're at cause. And that's when you get the results. When I was able to come to terms with that and get out of the effects, get out of the victimhood and come to, wait a minute, I can move forward, be at cause, have that healthy change and be guided by timeline therapy techniques and NLP techniques that Maria had done with me. That was when I promoted true change. And so sometimes we just have to be mindful of, for what purpose is this person telling you have this symptomology? When you take on that limiting belief that you will have this for the rest of your life, that's when it becomes chronic.
Right. Which reminds me of the woman. Everybody knows that woman. That woman who always says, my. Oh my. Everyone knows that woman. Okay. My fibromyalgia. You're free from that.
Yes.
My. seizures. Okay. My lupus, and we're all free from that. Okay. So once we claim it and we own it because somebody from the outside says, you have that, now it becomes mine instead of the. So I think language is very, very important, that we don't own it as mine.
Yes.
It's an invitation to be at the effect of everything else on the outside. And when you're at the effect of everything from the outside, you will get a bunch of excuses for keeping the dis-ease. What Jack was able to do is understand that all answers for her are in her, and she's responsible for change.
Yes.
The responsibility isn't the doctor, the nurse, the hypnotherapist, the psychologist.
That's
You
right.
could go on and on and on and on. Okay, whose responsibility is it if a person wants total health and wellness?
Mine.
If I want
Yours.
total health and wellness, it's my responsibility. And this is why we always remind you every Tuesday to be at cause, so that you get results. Okay? Hey, we may not get the results right away. However, there's a learning there. Okay? And when you have learning, you have growth. When you have learning, you have healing.
Yes.
Okay? Now, if we put the cause outside of self, well, it's not my fault I have cancer. The water was screwed up. Well, it's not my fault I got fired from my job and now I've got asthma, okay, or whatever. Okay, so C is greater than E. Even if it wasn't real, just imagine for a minute.
Yeah.
If we were at cause for everything, accidents even. Oh, it's not my fault, it was an accident. What if there was no such thing as an accident? Can you imagine that? What if there was no such thing as an accident, that we created everything? Whoa. Okay, so when you're at cause, you get results. If you're at effect, you're full of excuses. Who's going to have healing? The person at cause or the person at effect?
The person at cause.
Person at cause, you get results. So that was a really important reminder, because we will always talk about being at cause and not the effect, even if it's not real. Okay, so let's turn it a different way. Has anybody out there in the audience, okay, Davida, okay, I know for a fact that you were very athletic. We were athletic growing up. I've known you since we were kids, okay? You were very, very athletic, Davida, and you have probably many trophies and medals because you were very, very athletic. Okay, so if you won a gold medal or a trophy, okay, who earned that? You did. If I earned a trophy, I earned it.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Now, what happens if in the same sporting event we're always winning a gold medal or a silver medal or a bronze medal, then after that, what are they, ribbons? Okay, so what happens when the person that's winning the gold medal every time falls down and they come in last? What do you think that Olympic gold athlete would say? Okay, well, they can say two things. Okay, wow. Okay, I wasn't focused. Now I know that if I don't stay focused, I'm going to lose my footing. So to keep good footing, I will have the results that I want.
Yes.
But if somebody says, well, it's not my fault, okay, I had a little thing in my cleat that I think was a little bit loose. So it's my cleat's fault that I came in last. If we can own responsibility for our greatness, woo, then we also have to own the responsibility for our not so greatness. Because if we push it outside of us, we're a victim. We're full of excuses and there's no learnings and we cannot grow. Does that make sense?
Yes, because in NLP, there's no failure, only feedback. And so when you see it at the point of, like Maria was saying, that, I just have to make this correction and then I can be that Olympian gold medalist. Instead of, oh, well, it was this reason's fault. Oh, I tripped over this because my shoe fell off, or, any of these excuses, you're not going to be able to have that growth. And in NLP, there's no failure. There's only feedback. So when you consistently see every opportunity as a learning, you are going to consistently grow and get that healing every time.
Exactly. So the difference between meta health versus conventional medicine is very, very simple. Conventional medicine just says that disease is a mistake of nature. Oh, they got cancer. Oh, it's been in your family for generations.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, you ate something or you drank something. Everything that modern medicine says, for the most part, and there's always exceptions to the rules, there's never absolute universals. So, for the most part, modern medicine says that disease comes from the outside, when really it's a significant emotional event, a Uden, that we didn't have any way to deal. We had no strategy to deal with that isolating incident that was so unexpected and dramatic, and so it manifested itself into a dis-ease. That makes sense?
Yes.
Okay. So, that's the difference between meta-medicine and conventional medicine. Okay. So did we talk about what, the science behind it? Okay. What it is? Okay. Should we talk about maybe now how, or have we done enough of the what is meta-medicine? And
I think we can go to the how. If there are any questions from you watching.
if you have any questions, you're more
please
than welcome to
comment.
Comment and let us know what your questions are like, okay? We would definitely appreciate that.
Yes.
Okay, no comments so far. Okay, so should we move on because we believe it's biological programming. And as information is coming in, it's coded and it's programmed. And what we do is we unprogram as that information comes in, okay?
Yes.
And we do it through our senses, okay?
Yes.
And it's actually really very easy. However, we're also highly trained. That's why it's very, very easy. So if you know someone out there and there's no chance, no hope. Maybe you can't even see the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe you feel like you've just sunk so far into dis-ease that you're drowning. What if we could actually help you?
Yes.
I mean, you have everything to gain, yeah? If anything else, you release all negative emotions at the root cause and you have a learning. Don't you agree that we could feel a lot better about ourselves?
Yes.
And if we feel a lot better about ourselves, is it possible to have that disease? Maybe, or maybe not. So anything else we want to say? Anything you want to say? Your information is so valuable because you're living, walking proof of timeline therapy with all the trauma that you had in the past. Anything else you would like to share with our audience?
Let's see. On the basis of cause versus effect, especially when it comes to talking about the symptomology of physiological disease, it can sometimes be a touchy subject. And what we're talking about is when you have the knowledge for what purpose am I experiencing this symptomology? For what purpose did it manifest in this way? Then you can receive the learning. For example, there were times where I had been sick and it was trauma to my reproductive organs. I would have issues with ovarian cyst or severe bleeding when it came to having my period. And I had to think, for what purpose is it affecting my reproductive organs, my sexual organs? When I stop to think about that, I can now be at cause and understand that, well, maybe there was a traumatic event, and there was. After having had some sexual trauma and now being consciously aware of that, I'm able to move forward through timeline therapy, get those learnings from those traumatic events, and be able to live without the symptomology of the disease. And so that's what's really important of being at cause, when you're able to see and recognize that something has to be changed. And if I know what I want and I don't have it, why is that?
Right. All the elements have to be there.
Yes.
If you know what you want, okay, and you don't have it, okay, maybe one element is missing or two or three or all of them, okay. However, if you know what you want and you have it and the two fit together like a glove, you will be free of disease.
Yes.
And if you are free of disease, you will have total health and wellness, mentally, physically,
Yes.
financially,
Yes.
spiritually, in all aspects of life. So that's pretty much the what.
Yes.
Okay.
After doing timeline therapy, I have been seizure-free for almost 8 months now. So that's huge compared to, I was having seizures up to 15, 20 times a day, almost every day. And now I have been seizure-free.
0 since timeline therapy.
Yes.
Okay.
And I've been off all insulin for diabetes, any high blood pressure medication, any symptomology that I was experiencing after timeline therapy, I'm off all medication.
Right. I came back to the United States, a year ago, tomorrow or the next day. Okay. So I've been back in the United States for about a year. Everybody knows what's going on in the world. And I had some significant emotional events happen to me. Okay. And I just kept shoving them down and shoving them down, shoving them down. I knew exactly what I wanted, and I did not have it, not an ounce of it. Well, maybe a couple of traits, okay? But I knew what I want, and maybe I only had one element of what I wanted. The rest was not working. I couldn't even button my pants. I felt like I had arthritis in my fingers. I was gaining weight. I found myself wanting to just get out of my head, okay? And then when I came back for the summer, I call it NLP training season. I live and breathe 24 hours a day, NLP, quite frankly. However, training season, it's learning, guiding, and it is like boot camp for your mind. You talk about mental toughness, okay?
Yes.
So for the last basically 5 years, okay, I have attended every single training regarding this. And like magic, when we got to the timeline therapy, just watching a demo, okay? After the demo, I was fixed. Okay, immediately I started weight loss, okay? Immediately I had 0 pain in my fingers. I wasn't like limping anymore. So this is really, really important, by the way. How do you get rid of the disease? You have to know what you want. And if you don't have it 100%, and if they do not fit together like a glove, then you have to be at cause and take action so that you can get the result that you want. And we will be more than happy to guide you there, to get you there.
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
100%. Okay. Dis-ease can manifest itself even with somebody like me that's highly trained. A lot of that had to do with guilt. Okay. Well, I'm responsible for me. I'm not responsible for anyone else. Okay. Because if I can't do self-care first, I can't have care for others. So that's really, really important, that you need to know what you want. Okay, and then we will help you get it.
Yes.
Okay, and that's how we do it with timeline therapy when it comes to meta health and meta medicine.
Yes.
We even know what layer of the brain to go to for that healing.
That's right.
So if you know somebody in a very, very desperate, life-threatening situation, I would definitely call us.
Yes.
Email us, talk to us, because it can only help. I mean, what is worst case scenario?
You stay in the same spot you're already in.
Or worse? Okay, so thank you for hearing about what is meta-medicine, and that there is a mind-to-body connection, and you can have total healing.
Yes.
Again, the disclaimer is we are not doctors. We don't treat the dis-ease. That's what doctors do. They'll give you some medicine. Okay, what we're going to give you is the insight
Yes.
of how to be totally whole, totally congruent, to allow your unconscious mind to do its job and not override it through outside influences.
Yes.
Because all change happens from within. It doesn't come from the outside.
That's right.
Right. Okay, excellent. So what's our timing like?
So we still have we have 14 minutes.
Okay, perfect.
So
Okay.
we'll talk about the.
So let's just talk about, and then we'll do some drumming, and maybe if I can tap into my higher consciousness, which happens really easily, by the way, because I am totally whole. I'm happy. I'm healthy.
Yes.
Financially, I'm. I don't know, a lot of people call me solid, okay? So I'm solid, okay? I guess that would be better than being, I don't know, liquid is pretty good too. So I'm solid and I'm liquid.
Depends on the occasion.
Okay, so if you're missing some things in your life, okay, give us a call. And we got some really, really awesome coaching seminars coming up.
Yes.
Okay, would you mind sharing our coaching
Yes,
seminars?
absolutely.
And then we're going to do a little drumming here.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk a little bit about drumming and our Activate Prosperity. Okay.
Yeah, so we have 2 of our seminars coming up. July 10th through the 12th is our personal development seminar, and that'll be 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. here at Terra Resorts.
It is called Life Made Easy. Okay, M.A.D.E.
Yes.
Which stands for
Manifest
all
desires.
effortlessly.
Yes.
Life made easy.
That's right.
Now, what we're talking about right now about having healing, you definitely want to come to the seminar, because
Yes.
that's exactly what we're going to do. Okay? And it's much more doable financially than hiring a coach that's highly trained in meta health or meta medicine. Somebody highly trained, a master trainer, a master coach,
Such as Maria.
okay, will charge approximately $2,500 an hour. Okay, and to release the big 5, it took about how long? Because you do a lot of timeline therapy.
Yeah.
How long does it take you when you're with a client to help them release the 5 major negative emotions, approximately?
Yeah, that's a great question. It really is dependent on the client, because all healing is individual. So we are just merely the guide. So depending on how you are receptive to timeline therapy, I have done it in an hour or less. Sometimes it takes more than 1 session, up to 2 hours, depending on how
Very good.
severe the trauma was, and if they can really tap in and get all of the learning. Because it's so important that when we do timeline therapy that we make sure that we test to make sure that timeline therapy has been successful. So in doing that, I'll test and see, depending on gauging whether the client is still feeling good or they have very low energy, because releasing a lot of negative emotions can be very taxing on the body. We may wait till another session. So it's really dependent on the client. So you can range from $2,500 an hour to 2 sessions, $5,000 an hour.
Okay. Right. Okay. So that's kind of important. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, most of the timeline therapy that I do, okay, I believe in it 100%.
Yes.
Therefore, I have a 100% success rate.
Mm-hmm.
I have a zero anything other than 100% certainty. Okay.
That's right.
All right. Notice how I didn't say the negative, because I'm not an away from, I'm a toward person. I have 100% certainty that every person that sits in front of me will have healing.
100%.
They will release all negative emotions, they will have their learnings, and they will have immediate health.
That's right.
Now, one might be going through a little bit of a healing paradigm because you've released all this energy that's created all these things in our head that creates all this dis-ease in our body, okay? So yeah, you might go through a little bit of a healing paradigm, but that's natural. So most of the timeline therapy that I do is under 2 hours. Well, if it's 2 hours, okay, it's going to cost you $5,000. Okay, if it's an hour, it's going to cost you $2,500. We are willing to do this in our Life Made Easy seminar.
Yes, 3-day seminar.
3-day seminar. Okay, we'll even put your future results. You will get your outcome. Where people call them goals. Okay, we will actually, whatever the biggest goal it is you have, I don't care how big this goal is, after we do the timeline therapy with you in this Life Made Easy for Personal Development, okay, we will actually put your goal into your timeline and you will get your results.
100%.
You will get the outcome.
That's right.
Okay, and you'll know it because we're going to teach you what your evidence procedure is. We're going to make you aware of what that certainty is.
Yes.
I am 100% certain that the sun is going to come up tomorrow. Okay, and there's a way to calibrate that, to see it, to hear it, to feel it. It might even smell like something. It might even taste like something, that certainty that you have. You might even say something in your head yourself, talk about that certainty. Okay, we will gauge what that certainty is so that you know that you have your outcome. A lot of times, human behavior and change in a positive way is very difficult. It can be difficult to gauge. 100% you will know your outcome because we know how to gauge it through evidence procedure. Okay, what else do we want to say? Anything regarding that?
And then that seminar is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. here at Terra. And
The dates?
July 10th through the 12th, and I'll be putting that in the comment section right now.
Okay. Okay, so we're doing the Life Made Easy seminar. It's 3 days. It's from 10 to 6. Most likely we'll be done early, okay? Because we like to stay right on track.
Yes.
And if you actually went to the website, lovemesomnlp.com or Maria V. Elliott Academy, okay? I don't know, does the V Gals website go to the, probably not, huh?
I don't think
Okay.
so.
Well, anyway, that program, if you look it up, how much is that program? The Life Made Easy program. So that you know you're getting a really, 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 really good smoking deal.
To like $24.95
Okay, so $2,500
for 2 days.
for a 2-day seminar. We want you to get your outcome. We want you to have total healing, mental fitness, physical fitness, financial fitness, spiritual fitness, relationship fitness, okay? You will be in a fitness flow, okay? We will teach you mental toughness.
Yes.
There's a way to do it, and it's through this Life Made Easy seminar. So the seminar is a great deal because it's a 2-day seminar, and it's only the investment of hiring 1 hour of a master coach, master trainer. Okay, we're going to do it over 3 days.
Yes.
And guarantee you everything that it does for how much?
For $1,250 paid in full. However, we will accept a installment plan as well at $1,500 with a deposit.
Right, okay. And then we can talk to people on a one-on-one basis. So just call us, okay? Go to our website, the VGals page, just leave a comment, okay? And we'll work with you because what we have is truly a gift of healing, and we know how to do it. Okay, so that's one seminar. It's a 3-day seminar, 10 to 6, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That would be July
10th through the 12th.
10th?
For personal development, right?
11 and 12 for personal development,
Life
okay?
Made Easy.
That's Life Made Easy, okay? There's no certifications, however, wow, you can go out and do anything that it is you want to do because we're actually going to place it in into your timeline. Okay, the secret, it's great to manifest. How do you actually take action? How can you take action when you've got this invisible wall in front of you? We're going to get rid of all those invisible walls, which are the UDENs, okay, the significant emotional events. Okay, and then the next weekend, we're doing a 3-day seminar.
July 17th through the 19th.
From 10 to 6.
From 9 to 7.
Oh, okay. From 9 to 7.
Yeah, this was a little bit longer because it's a certification.
Oh, this is really, really important,
Yes.
okay? I'm getting a lot of feedback from friends that they don't have jobs now that the casinos are starting to open up, okay? In some states, they're reverting back to closing up again. People are freaking out. Well, many people will not have a career or a job to go back to.
That's
so
right.
what we're going to do is we will actually give you a little certification, a real one,
Yes.
that says you're highly trained in sales, okay? So that is a 3-day seminar, and we guarantee you, I have all the big name companies out there because I've been in sales my whole life, and I have a very good reputation. That's why I called my coaching business Maria V. Elliott, because my reputation is impeccable, and I'm highly trained and highly skilled, and I'm a pretty good salesperson too. So I sold timeshares for a living, and I was a recruiter, trainer, and I've worked for the big companies, and I've worked my way all up the ladder. Well, I'm highly trained in neuro-linguistic programming, so is Jack, and we are going to teach you a new skill set.
Yes.
Every person should have an NLP sales expert in their business. Do you want to
100%.
send somebody to this training? Do you want to come to this training? Because what we have to teach you, okay, will change the dynamics of whether you're profitable or not profitable, okay? And when you come to this training, we guarantee you a career. We guarantee you
Guaranteed.
a job. Guaranteed you, 100%.
And who can do that? Who says that, you know?
Okay. Well, I already have every major company. When you walk in with a certificate from Maria V. Elliott Academy, and I am a timeshare sales expert, I am a highly trained NLP expert. When you give them that certificate, it's a done deal. I'll even go there with you. And you can work pretty much anywhere in the world, not just in the United States, not just in Nevada. And that's a guarantee.
Yes.
And that training, oh, and by the way, when you learn sales at this level, okay, because we're going to get all the stuff out too, so that you don't have limiting beliefs about sales, which is a decision that was made. So when you come to this particular seminar for 3 days, what was it that I was going to say?
Yeah. From July 17th to the 19th at 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. The tuition for that will be $9.95 paid in full, and for those who may need a payment, an installment option, will be $1,200 with a deposit.
Okay, and that training is normally $1,500.
Yes.
Okay, this guarantees you a career, okay, and you will succeed, because there's no such thing as failure, only feedback. And when we teach you, okay, everything that we are going to teach you, you're going to go, wow, I wish I would have stepped into sales a long time ago. Now, I know that this training will be timeshare specific, but if we take out the word timeshare, it's for RV sales, it's for real estate sales, automobile sales, pharmaceutical sales, real estate sales, any kind of sales. It's the same principles that we teach you. Okay, so we will guarantee you a job, however, in the timeshare industry. I have a lot of real estate agent friends out there that are brokers, real estate brokers, that will also be glad to employ you once you're trained at this level. As a matter of fact, Keller Williams makes it mandatory that you are trained as a practitioner in neuro-linguistic programming before you can go to work with them. So this training is only how much money?
$9.95 paid in full, $1,200 with an installment plan.
Throw less than $1,000, you throw it on your credit card, and a company, if you're a real estate agent like Keller Williams, will hire you. Okay, that's pretty amazing.
Yes.
It really is.
And we're offering these tuition prices through VGals. So if you are wanting to enroll, mention our VGals. If you were to go through lovemesomenlp.com, Maria V. Elliott Academy, the tuition is higher. So we're doing a promotional right now with VGals. So mention our VGals video, say that you saw us here.
That's right. If you want to get these tuitions discounted to here, okay, with more time invested with you, having 2 coaches, okay, just mention VGals. That's all you got to do is mention VGals, and we
Yes.
will honor all those discounts that we talked about.
Yeah, that's right.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope, it's 8 o'clock.
Okay, and then we'll actually put it on our calendar. Okay.
Yes.
So really quickly here,
Do you want to?
I would love to. Can we? If
Yeah.
you would just you could tune out if you like. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you
However,
so much.
This jack, this
This
drum,
jack,
this
name.
drum that Jack is going to utilize. Okay, we began and we end with this.
Okay, yeah. And hello, Zach. Hi. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
We miss you.
Yeah, we're having a ball. Okay. So activating prosperity audio is coming out.
Yes.
It's already in you, and this is the drum for the original music. Enjoy.
Thank you. So.
It's okay. Would it be with your unconscious mind to be aware consciously so that your unconscious mind to be congruent with your conscious mind, to be aware that all answers for us are right here now in us. All answers for you are in you. All healing comes from within. That's right. Everyone knows that all healing comes from the all-knowing. It's inside of for joining us
Thank
tonight.
you so much.
And that is her journey, her timeline journey. She's the real deal. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
See you next week.
Yes.
Thank
See
you.
you next week.
Good job.